Indonesia is an agrarian country that is rich in produce with fertile soil and huge potential. However, behind the vast expanse of rice fields and abundant harvest, there are still people in remote areas who has difficulty getting stable food. This inequality is not due to lack of food, but because not everyone has the same access to get it. Indonesia has been committed to achieving the SDGs goal, which is to ensure that no one goes hungry and all get nutritious food by 2030. However, challenges in food distribution and access, especially in remote areas, are still a major obstacle in achieving the target. Therefore, this video will invite us to see how technology, especially AI, can help pave the way to food justice to the corners of the archipelago.
When talking about food security, there are four important aspects that need to be considered, namely availability, access, utilization, and stability of food. In Indonesia, the main problem is not the availability of sufficient food, but rather how food can be accessed by everyone. In fact, our country produces rice and various other food ingredients in sufficient quantities. However, uneven distribution, high logistic costs, difficult geographical conditions, and extreme weather are obstacles for many regions, especially in East Nusa Tenggara, Papua, and other small islands, making it difficult to obtain regular food supplies. Therefore, our focus is on increasing access to food, so that every citizen, wherever they are, can easily and affordably buy and consume nutritious food.
This is where AI plays a crucial role. With its ability to process large-scale data quickly, AI can help meet food needs in various regions, identify areas most vulnerable to shortages, and design more efficient distribution channels. For an example, AI is able to predict the potential for extreme weather and logistic disruption so that governments and business can take quick action before a food crisis occurs. In Indonesia itself, several innovations have begun to emerge. Sayurbox use technology to connect farmers directly with urban consumers efficiently, thereby shortening and long distribution chain. Although their scope is still limited, this platform shows that technology, including AI, can bring real change in improving distribution system and opening up access to food, especially if expanded to three areas: tertinggal or underdeveloped, terdepan or forward, and terluar or outermost.
To work effectively, AI needs accurate and continuous data. Indonesia already has several data sources, including Badan Pusat Statistik and the Indonesia Food System Dashboard. According to BPS, the national rice production in 2023 reached 53.98 million tons of ground dry grain, spread throughout the province, but the distribution is not even. Even if we look the monthly data, provinces such as Central Java and East Java have much higher production compared to the eastern region of Indonesia. In terms of food indicator, the food system dashboard also shows that there is a big gap in access to food infrastructure, regional poverty, and the level of nutritional vulnerability in the eastern region of Indonesia. All of this data can be combined in AI system to answer important questions, such as where are the food access vulnerable points, what is the cause, and what kind of strategy is the most appropriate to fix it.
Unfortunately, the food data currently available doesn't fully reflect the conditions on the ground. The focus is still on large areas such as Java and Sumatra, while remote areas such as Papua are often neglected. Many areas are not recorded due to limited infrastructure, lack of human resources, or locations that are difficult to reach. As a result, vulnerable groups such as indigenous peoples, fishermen, and small farmers are often not represented in policymaking. Many areas are not recorded in detail due to limited infrastructure, lack of data recorders, or locations that are difficult to reach. As a result, vulnerable groups such as indigenous peoples, fishermen on remote islands, or small farmers in mountainous areas are often not included in the policymaking radar. In addition, the available data is generally quantitative, such as the amount of rice production or the area of agricultural land. In fact, data like this is not enough to describe the more complex challenges of food access. For example, related to food culture, local habits, and household purchasing power. Policies only rely on data like this. then the voices of those who need it most can continue to be ignored. This is our big challenge. How can we build a fair food system if the data itself doesn't reflect justice?
To effectively address the challenge of food access in remote areas, an approach that combines advanced technology and comprehensive data is needed. It's not enough to rely solely on traditional data, but also requires AI that is able to combine various sources of information in real time, from weather reports to local market prices. Several Indonesian startups such as Sayurbox have studied this style. Sayurbox collects routine data from farmers regarding harvest volume, location and planting time, and also a logistics system and farmer partner application that records the distribution process and market demand in various regions. This data, when combined in an AI system, can produce a real-time dashboard that shows what vulnerability points, potential surplus and deficit in each region, and the most efficient distribution channels. With a comprehensive AI model like this, the government and business actor can more quickly anticipate food problems, optimize distribution, and design long-term programs such as developing logistic infrastructure and incentives for digital farmer cooperatives. Technology is not just a tool, but the basis for data-based policies and food justice.
Imagine if farmers in the village could report their planting condition every week only via WhatsApp. Then, the AI system help predict harvest time, potential yields, and even planting suggestion. This is Panganku, a community-based food prediction innovation that strengthens the availability dimensions.
Local food production data report directly by farmers through Panganku can complement BPS and satellite data. With machine learning, the system map foods, hotspot, and surplus in real time.
Through citizen engagement and self-reporting, Panganku makes room for previously unheard voices such as farmers in the highlands of Papua or vegetable-growing housewives in Nusa Tenggara.
Not only predicting, AI also gives recommendation on the distribution between villages. Village A has excess chili and village B has land. In fact, AI can suggest the use of stocks to food SMEs or public kitchens before food is redundant.
To realize a comprehensive AI system in opening up for success, plan and sustainable funding is needed for 3 years. A total budget of $500,000 will be allocated in stage. In the first year, the main focus is on collecting and integrating data from various sources and developing a basic AI system. Around 36% of the budget, or $180,000, will be used for this stage. In the second year, $160,000, or 32%, the funds will be focused on further development of AI, system maintenance, and training and empowerment of users in the field. In the third year, the remaining $160,000 will be used for optimal system maintenance and strengthening the capacity of communities and institutions so that the system can be sustainable and have a broad impact. Structure funding like this is very important so that the technology built is not only sophisticated but also appropriate and sustainable. With smart technology and the right data, we can pave the way equitable food security, especially in the remote areas of the archipelago.
Technology is not just a tool,
But a foundation for food justice.
And stronger and healthier future for Indonesia.
Let's work with
innovation
together for the progress of the nation and the welfare of all citizens.